Okay, so we're going to be moving back and forth between exponents and decimals. And one of the things you need to understand is that every single number has an exponent against it. Now, if you just say, but wait a second, if I write the number 5, that doesn't have an exponent next to it. Well, actually it does. It's 5 times 10 to the 0. 10 to the 0 is the same as 1, right? So 5 times 10 to the 0 is the same as 5 times 1, and that is the same as 5. So there's no need to be saying 5 times 10 to the 0, 100 times 10 to the 0. The times 10 to the 0 is superfluous or not necessary. But in this case right here, they want us to get to decimal numbers and scientific notation. So what we want is we want to get rid of the exponent and have it just be a decimal. Now, here's what's really cool, and my students have been giggling at the silliness of this for many, many years. But if I were, the way I do this is, in order to manipulate exponents, you just have to manipulate where the decimal goes. Now, the rule is lefty largy, righty reducey. And what that means is if I move my decimal to the left, I make my exponent largy. In other words, I make it bigger. And if I move my exponent or my decimal to the right, I make my exponent reducey, which is another silly way of saying make the exponent lower. So in this case right here, if we were to take a look at it, if I wanted to make my exponent go away and I have 10 to the 0, I'm going to want to reducey my exponent, right? And the rule is righty reducey. Righty, actually I didn't put a Y there, but you can. And you know what, just because I'm moderately OCD with this, I'll do that. Righty reducey, so that if I want to get this reduced by 1, I have to move the exponent over to the right by 1. So what is that going to leave us with? Well, that 3.4 is going to become 34. Now remember, the negative has nothing to do with shifting exponents. 0.77, and that's going to give me times 10 to the 0, which we already know times 10 to the 0 is the same as saying times 1. So that leaves us with our answer, negative 34.77. One of the things I would really encourage you with is when you're doing these, this lefty largy, righty reducey, as silly as it sounds, it's going to allow you to shift decimal places one direction or the other and simultaneously do the correct thing with the exponents. It's going to make your problems a lot easier. Hopefully this has been helpful.